Hello everybody, it's Ken Faulkner and I am excited to do this knife video. It's kind of like a milestone for me. I mean, you've heard, if you watch a bunch of YouTube, knife YouTube, there's all these pass around groups going around, and I know I'm a smaller channel and I haven't really worked to promote or do anything like that, but yeah, I somehow I ended up, well, I know how. Gareth HB, thank you so much. Gareth is, I don't know all the history. I kind of went back and watched some of the videos from some of the people. We'll talk about that. But Gareth purchased this knife from AriesEDC. And I think this was his idea. It's the kind of thing that he would do. He's a super generous guy, super active in the community. He lives way over in South Africa, but he's like just one of the group. He's like very very active. He sent me a knife before. This is the kind of guy he is. He sent me a knife before from Pickle Steel, just out of the blue. And I'm a small channel. I'm just not really. It's not like when I'm walking around Blade Shoe, everybody's recognize me. One person did recognize me, by the way. I was super, it made me feel pretty good, but at Blade Show. But anyway, as I go through and get bigger, I haven't even gotten to 1,000 subs yet, but I know that's partly because of the way I run the channel. Like I talk and talk and talk, and I don't show the knives. Let's get into that. But anyway, thank you, Gareth, because he hit me up on Instagram. We've talked back and forth a little bit on there. And he had this knife made by AriesEDC. And I have a feeling that he's the one that said, hey, before you send this to me, send it around to a bunch of channels. And he sent me a message saying, do you want to be part of it? And I'm like, of course I do. Definitely. Everybody knows AriesEDC. Everybody knows how desirable these knives are, and he doesn't just constantly make knives. There's a certain amount that he's putting out, and so these are pretty I don't know, exclusive or rare or what you want to call it, but there's two of them here. The impression I got, and I've never really know 100% my facts, but I think these went out. And I don't think this was called for yet, but then I think Brian F, because I was watching Big Red do a video on this, and he said he thought it was Brian F that had purchased this guy before, while this was going on. Like I say, I could be wrong, but clearly the message I've got that both of these are owned by somebody, and they're just waiting for it to get done with the pass around. Now I know I'm towards the end. Titanium Justin's getting this next. Already contacted him. I got his address, so I'm just excited to be a part of this. To be a chain. Gareth asked specifically on his card because he got the Cardinal XL. That's this green and black with the stonewash. This is the one for him, and he asked people to sign his card. And there is a bunch of big names there. Start with Bluminati Ninja. Now, I saw photos that Bluminati did. He does incredible photography. You probably all know that Bluminati Ninja, Twisted Sis, are in a situation right now. So, I'm sure you've heard about it. But if not, just make sure you find out about it if you can help. Then there's EDC with DBD, Disabled but Deadly, Knives Fast. These are all people I've watched. Dan Kinman. I actually hung out a little bit with Dan Kinman, at the Blade Show. He's a cool guy, very cool. Maz Faction. I haven't had a chance to meet him yet. Who's this? Knife Life EDC. I'm sorry if I'm not reading that correctly. Zach Stuff. JB from Big Red EDC. and John Evans, who is Javon. Oh, this one came from the Knife's Edge, but I don't see his signature here. I think he might have missed it. Yeah, because the Knife's Edge sent this to me. Oh, wow. That's unfortunate. So, yeah, I'm going to try to squeeze my name in. Maybe he felt like it was getting too tight. I'll just squeeze mine in and try to make it as small as I can, because there's a big bunch of channels here. Maybe there's more. Maybe some other people missed. But it's a cool thing. I mean, Gareth is going to be able to keep this card and have this experience. Obviously the videos are out. If you want to go back and look at all these channels, they have these great videos. I've seen some of them, not all of them. So anyway, back to the knives. I have really been getting into this size of fixed blade. It's not my main thing, but I'm getting into it more and more. Carrying something this size, like a three finger or 4 finger, but just barely big enough. And the soft loop carry, I've definitely adopted that. So I really like that a lot. And this is a Kydex that's also made by Aries. And this is kind of like, it looks like a carbon fiber, but I believe that it's all Kydex. And they are very, very well made. I mean, it clicks. You've heard me talk about the click. It's got a great click, great retention. So, he's putting some TLC into his creations. Also, on this one, I believe I said this is Cardinal XL, and this one is the Bloom Cliff. We got some glowing going on. So I knew it was coming, and I'd seen the pictures of it, so I had to get one of these guys, right? So this has got the UV light. So let's see what happens. I'm excited. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I'm so glad I got this. Take a look at that. Now, I guess the handle scales don't glow in the dark, but under the blue light. Boy, look at that bead. It really pops, and wow, that is cool. To see it in real life, it is very amazing. And then if I turn it off, you can still see, even in the light, you can still see that glow. So he's got some great glow material and that handle material. So that's part of that, effort put into these blades is finding the materials to build them from. The beads all seem to be part of it. From everyone that I've seen, they've all had a custom bead made by Aries, and it always matches really well, and it looks very cool. Now for the XL, the Cardinal XL, that's definitely a 4 finger, and it feels really good. Definitely, all of them seem to have that kind of angle down, which I really like. It just gives you a feeling of getting that blade into any kind of cutting that you have. If you got your thumb on here, it really supports it. Great stonewash. Just looks so nice. This one's all fully stonewashed. You see it all on the spine. Super nice. The grind work is just amazing. I'm not going to do any cutting. I am not carrying or cutting with these. I am just in awe that I'm part of this. So, and I know that if you want to see cutting, you can go back. I know Javon did some cardboard and stuff like that. So there's plenty of that to see. If you're really interested, go check out some of the other people on that list. And this one here is very much a size that I'm kind of going that 3 finger size. So it's funny because with folders, I tend to like bigger knives, but with the fixed blades lately, I've kind of gotten more into the smaller ones. I have one that I definitely picked up that's related when I heard that I was going to be on this, but also because I heard that he was doing this production version from Kubi. And you can kind of see that size comparison. So if you picked up the Bloom, the Kubi Bloom, now I put this bead on here. It doesn't come with it. I got this one from Derby City Blades, a little custom maker that was at Blade Show. But you can see that's very close to this Bloom Cliff in size. It's a little different shape. This has got more of that sheep's foot, but it's a very cool knife, and I really like it. But certainly having these to hold on to, and this really what I just wanted to experience is just how these feel in the hand, and they feel so good. But this is quite a good knife from Kubi, and I'm glad to have it. And obviously I had to put the soft loop on there. I guess this one might have come with it. I can't remember. But yeah, and then I had to add the bead. You know, it's just part of the whole experience. So, you know, someday I would like to get a knife from Aries. You know, I know that there's a list you got to kind of get on. You got to hit at the right time. And, you know, I don't know all the details, but he's got his books open at certain times, and other times they're closed, and he's working on projects. You know, it just really sounds like he's really thoughtful and intentional about the way he does stuff. So, you know, it's possible to get on the list, but you have to be actively going after it. So one of these days I will, as long as he stays around and continues doing knives. I'm not sure which one I like the best. I mean, this one does feel great in the hand, but I really do like a smaller blade. So this bloom size might be something that I would like to pick up, something that size. So you got the pins. I guess that's a G10 with the liners that match, and the that must be a burlap micarta, and it just aesthetically is awesome. The bead matches. I don't think we get any glow out of this one. I'll go ahead and hit it with the, but you can at least see, you can see the burlap really well in that blue, the UV light really makes it pop. And you got a little texture there, a little, looks like it's the same material, the bead that he's using with the handle, and just some secondary light from here is really making that show up. So guys, I don't know. I'm beside myself. AriesEDC. There were some other stickers in here. I don't have stickers. I feel so bad. Knight's Edge. I'm sorry. And Aries stickers here. And I wish I could throw in some stickers or something for Gareth, but I hope Gareth is seeing this video. Thank you, Gareth. I really appreciate this more than I could say. It's exciting. Hopefully, in the future, there'll be more of this on the channel. Normally I'm just kind of showing stuff that I collect, and that's kind of my style, showing, and that's what the majority of it's always going to be, I think. But speaking of my collection, I got a couple others. I really like companies that make knives by hand. They're not like pumping out a bunch of production knives. Very Good Knife Company is one of those companies that I really like. And this, at the same time, is also representing Tim's School of Fish, because Blackwater Knife Company had these commissioned kind of for him. This one is the Bonefish, and it is a much bigger blade. And it's great. I love carrying it, but it is bigger. And I am kind of like leaning towards the smaller ones, but definitely have bigger ones. Here's another bigger one. Morris. I've seen them a couple times at Blade Show, and they do some incredible work. You got this hammer work up top here. That two-tone, which is, it brings this up because there's this acid wash here with this satin on top. Now, I don't know if he acid washes the whole blade and then grinds down this area. I would expect that's what's happening, because you can kind of see it kind of goes up on the what do you call that? Or it drops down. He's got a really good sharpening choil. But yeah, so that two-tone look is really cool, and this kind of has that too. It's more hammer marks up on top. It just looks like it just hasn't been finished with a grinder, but then the grinder down here is the satin, so kind of like an opposite look. So Morris, I really like their knives. I always go and check them out. Atlanta Blade Show is where I've seen them. What else do I got? This is one that I got up in Texas, and this is kind of getting into that size that I've been getting into recently. So you can see it's kind of in between these two. So this is the WK Knife Works. I don't know the name, but Wonder Nut is the name that's used. I talked about this. This one actually had a little glow. I didn't have this flashlight when I did the video, so you can see that it also has a little glow on the liners. Not so much the pins on this one though, but it also does have that. And so yeah, that rock pattern is very cool. So I really appreciate this hand work type stuff that people are doing with fixed blades. When you go to the shows, you see all kinds of cool Damascus and beautiful handle materials and all kinds of stuff, maybe stags and natural woods and all kinds of stuff. And you just think of it as it is really art. And this is these two knives are really works of art because they're done by hand, and someone puts a lot of time and effort into them. So the cost goes up, and you just got to understand that it's a lot of hours, a lot of time, a lot of they put their soul into it. People talk about having custom knives having soul, and it's really because the people put their heart and soul into the work that they're doing. So thank you, Aries, because you're part of it. Gareth, I know you are the one that put my bid in and to be in this. And, you guys, if you want, go check some of those other channels out. Titanium Justin, we'll get this in the next few days. I'll go ahead and mail it out, because if it was me, I'd be like chomping at the bit saying, man, I want to get that knife. You're seeing all these channels. How would that be? Custom made knife, all these channels, get to check out your knife. Oh man, this is such a cool knife. And then you're going, man, when do I get to have it? But Gareth is, such a nice guy that I'm sure, he's patiently waiting, and gets to be his home, this knife's home, when it's all said and done. And I believe Brian F, but if it's not Brian F, somebody else in the community is getting this one. It's just awesome. And yeah, I told you this was going to be an exciting video, and for me, it is just amazing to be a part of it. Here's the cards. You want to see or pause or anything to see what it says there. It's got some stats. 80 CRV, a great steel for fixed blades. Camo carbon. Yeah, I can't read it. Space weave and glow. It's all kinds of crazy stuff. Yeah, all kinds of crazy stuff. This stuff started from completion date was in January. This is June, guys. June. So 6 months. Gareth, Brian F, if it's you guys are patient people. I'd be like going, come on guys, let's get this going. Then don't worry, I'll get this out next day or two. I'll be sending it on, and it's getting to the end. So I think there's maybe 3 people after me or something like that. Yeah. So yeah, I won't hold on too long, but I just am so happy to have a chance to take a look at these and just to experience them firsthand. And now I want one even more. So AriesEDC is an amazing guy, and definitely a big part of the community. YouTube, he's on YouTube, Instagram. I think Instagram's the way to find him as far as getting on the list to get a knife made. So yeah, check it out if you're interested. Definitely do that. So thank you so much, everybody involved. All the other channels, pass around is a great thing for the community, and just being part of it is definitely an honor. All right, guys, I'm done rambling, and I will definitely be seeing you on the next one. Bye.